Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Bret Hart seems to have a lot to say recently, and most of it is him complaining or talking right out of his ass, because he says that CM Punk is the best wrestler in the world today. That's a false statement. He also doesn't like Gunther and thinks Gunther is unsafe and a bad worker. Yes, Bret Hart claims that he said that right to Gunther's face, so I appreciate that level of honesty and respect for Gunther from Bret Hart. But I've been in the ring. I've been in the ring wrestling Gunther on multiple occasions, all the way back in like 2017, 2018, when Gunther wasn't even as good as he is now. He was really good then. He's even better now. And to say he's an unsafe worker is a bold-faced lie. Gunther is, in my opinion, the best pound-for-pound professional wrestler on the planet. Better than the self-proclaimed best in the world, CM Punk. And so Bret Hart is wrong about that. Bret Hart also claims that WWE doesn't appreciate him because they offered him a seat at SummerSlam, but they didn't have a seat for him, or all that stuff. And Bret Hart maybe wanted to go, or if didn't want to go, or had a seat, didn't have a seat. He wanted to go. He just wanted to be offered. He's like a kid who wants to go to a birthday party that knows he's never going to go to the birthday party, but wants to be invited anyways. It seems like that. I don't know the inside scoop. I just read kind of a snippet about Bret Hart maybe being asked to go to SummerSlam by WWE, but then WWE saying they don't have a seat for him. That doesn't really make sense. If they offer to bring someone to a show, I'm sure they have a seat for him, whether it's in the crowd, backstage, all that type of stuff. I'm sure anytime Bret Hart comes to a WWE show, like, everyone appreciates it. I know so many boys and girls in the locker room really, really value Bret Hart and his wisdom, his mind for the game, the way he worked. He's the excellence of execution. I know some do think that Bret Hart is the best pound-for-pound worker we've ever seen in the business. But Bret Hart also claims now that WWE just doesn't appreciate him. So he claims that CM Punk is the best in the world, Gunther's an unsafe, bad worker, and that WWE doesn't appreciate him. And on top of all that, he thinks that most wrestlers today should just copy him. They should just copy his style. And maybe that's not wrong, because Bret Hart was very sharp and very crisp inside the ring, and he did make things look very, very real, but it was a different time. So I wouldn't say don't copy some of the things he did. I would say take some of the things that made him great, apply it to your own game with your own spin, your own character, and sort of your own twist. But yes, WWE, or professional wrestling in general, is obviously about making everything look as real as humanly possible without it actually being real. That's the whole art. So you can wrestle 6, 7, 8, 9 days a week like they used to do. Now it's about 3 or 4 days a week, but it's still very, very hard to wrestle that many matches and be on the road. So you want to be with a really safe, crisp, sharp worker who's not going to injure you, but makes everything look crisp so you can do it again later that night even, or the next day, or whatever the case may be. So yes, Bret Hart, of course, makes good points about people copying him because he's really good, one of the best to ever do it. But he also complains a lot about CM Punk, being the best in the world. Not true. Never been true. About Gunther, about WWE not appreciating him. So I appreciate you, Bret Hart, for staying in the headlines, giving me something to talk about. I do very much appreciate that. But yeah, there's my thoughts and opinions on Bret Hart. And let's move over to, I believe, another Canadian wrestler. It's been 11 years. It's been 11 years since WWE signed Kevin Owens, and what an absolutely magnificent signing that was. Kevin Owens is one of the best WWE wrestlers of the last 10 years. His run in NXT was incredible. His run in WWE has been incredible. I mean, if you think Kevin Owens, right, it's just like, wow, was this guy really going to make it? He's wearing shorts. He's out of shape. He's fat. Yeah, well, Kevin Owens is the man. When you have the juice, you just have the juice. Kevin Owens makes everything work. He commits fully. He's really good. His facial expressions, his promos, his ability in the ring, the moves he can do, like, everything is very good. I remember what was the United States Championship challenge from John Cena and Kevin Owens that really put him on the map. His matches with Sami Zayn in NXT, his matches with Sami Zayn always are fantastic. Their chemistry is unmatched, like, unbelievable signing by WWE 11 years ago, and an unbelievable run that Kevin Owens has had since signing with WWE. And I just want to give that man his flowers for being one of the best to ever do it in the last 10 years. Now he's recovering from some sort of neck injury. I hope it's a speedy recovery. I hope it's a good recovery. I hope it's a fast, healthy recovery, and everything goes back to normal, and he can do all the things he wants to do in his life, like take care of his kids and family and all that stuff. And maybe we'll get to see him back in a WWE ring doing what he does almost better than anyone else. And then last topic we'll touch on is a little bit sticky, let's say, but it is about Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan. Vince McMahon did say on TMZ that he was angry that Hulk Hogan got booed in his final TV appearance on Raw on Netflix in the debut in Los Angeles, California. You know, Vince was angry. He think that Hulk Hogan deserved much more. Now, of course, Vince McMahon has a huge soft spot for Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan put it on the map. Hulk Hogan transcended WWF, WWE. He transcended the sport. He was larger than life. He was in movies and Rocky Balboa and all these sorts of things. And Vince McMahon was the man behind the scenes pushing all of those things. And of course, Vince McMahon has a soft spot for Hulk Hogan. They came up together. They built the business together. And of course, he has love for Hulk Hogan. Vince McMahon also claims that Hulk Hogan was not a racist. Vince McMahon said that Hulk Hogan may have said some racist things, like many of us have. We've all said some racist things, but overall, he doesn't think Hulk Hogan is actually a racist, especially in the last couple years. You know, I think he got closer to God and all those sorts of things Hulk Hogan did, and maybe he got closer to his kids. I have no idea. Maybe he got closer to Nick Hogan. I don't think it's not his actual name. His name is Nick. His last name, not Hogan. But I don't think he got closer to his Brooke. I think he was estranged from his actual wife, and maybe he got remarried, and all these sorts of things happen in Hulk Hogan's life. But I tend to agree with that assessment that, yes, we know that Hulk Hogan has said some unbelievably racist things. Like many of us have screwed up in our lives. We're all flawed human beings. Of course we are. We say really bad shit. We've done that. So yes, of course, he said some racist things. I mean, I think Mark Henry talked about that in the TMZ interview, and I value and I love Mark Henry. He's one of the best, most honest guys that we have. But I don't think he's a full-blown racist. I don't think it's in his bones, like, as a racist, like he hates these types of people. I think he has said some racist things, but he's not a racist. And I tend to agree with Vince McMahon there, even though Vince McMahon is obviously not a trustworthy, loyal guy, but he does have a ton of love for Hulk Hogan. I mean, you can always see how John Cena even talks about Vince McMahon. He has so much love for that guy, even through his bad behavior, his flawed behavior, things that he's done, all these sorts of things. You just don't know what type of relationship these people have and what they've built and what they've been through to how they talk to each other about each other. And I think that's very important when noting about Hulk Hogan, that Vince McMahon was really angry. He deserved much more as someone who just completely transcended the sport and was totally, absolutely larger than life. You know, I don't know much more about that than what's said. I don't know their internal relationships. I don't know anything else about sort of Vince McMahon or the situation, but I'm just reporting what he said. And maybe that's true that he did say some racist things, but he's probably not a racist, but he is now passed. So rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. You know, God bless your family and anyone that loves you. And we appreciate what you did for wrestling and all of that. So thank you. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. Then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.